Hello, friends from the manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to go over the manga new releases for March 2024. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that you'll see listed today are those that we can sell into the international market around the world. Aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, where you can take a look at our channels at PRH International Comics, where we'll post some updates and news on there. So definitely check us out on those outlets. I'll post those links in the description below as well. And the way that this, if you're new to this, we start off with our picks, our manga picks. We'll go into the new volume ones, and then we'll leave you with the rest of the list so you can see the continuing manga volumes to that you don't want to miss out on for the month of March. And if you see titles repeated, like if we talked about it before, I mean it's not anything new. So sometimes things shift with dates and everything. There might be delays. So if you see a title that you saw previously in one of our other videos, uh, you know, that happens. So just a fair warning with that. So we'll go ahead and get started here on our first pick. Go.
Yes, and it's mine. It's Ado 1 by Amano Jaku, which I was looking the name for the creator, sort of researching, and I guess in Japan it's the name or it's what it means. It's a demon-like creature, Amano Jaku together. So it's cool that he picked that name. I hope his parents didn't call him that. But anyways, who knows? Add a dough. And as you look at this image, it does give you a little bit of Akira vibe. And, when you look at reviews and people talking about it, they do mention Akira a little bit. So it has a little bit of Akira vibe to it. And it's about this first of all, this future in the future in Japan, and there's a huge flow of immigrants into the country, and um, it has become a great place with a lot of mixture of different cultures. But obviously, there are these groups, xenophobic um, extremists that are against it. So they do protests and things against it, and this one time they do this huge protest, and this young woman named Rico, who's driving her scooter through the protest, sees this boy about to get run over by a truck. So she jumps in and saves the little boy. And you know after that, she basically take starts taking care of the little boy. And then Rico takes the boy to for a bowl of ramen, and all of a sudden a bullet comes from nowhere trying to hit the little boy whose name is Ato. And before it could hit him, that arm that you see with sort of branches coming out pops up, and like he blocks the bullet. And you're left with the wondering, obviously, that they start running away army from the army, who are trying to kill this little boy, but also wondering what is this little boy, where he come from, and why do they want to kill him. So there's a lot of that thriller sci-fi running away of. It really also kind of makes you think of, recently there was a movie Creator that sort of has a little bit of a topic like that. um, and of course, it, like I said, it does have a little bit of a Akira vibe to it, and the illustrations in the cover are very, very similar to those of Akira. So very cool premise, and it promises to be very, it's sort of not just action and drama and sci-fi, very cool sci-fi, but also creating a very full and deep world, new world that I can't wait to explore by reading it. So
Mhm.
looking forward to this.
Okay. All right, so my pick is Initial D Omnibus. This is the two-in-one, so it collects volumes one and two, obviously,
Hmm.
in this version. If you've been reading manga for a long time, you would know that notoriously collecting the initial D volumes were very difficult to find, very expensive too on the secondary market. And so the fact that we're now offering the English edition in this like affordable price, especially we have like the two-in-one in particular, it has pleased fans from all over the world because of the release of this or when this was initially announced. Um, Not only that, this will be a new translation, which is also another things that fans were really wanting if this were to be released, and of course it is. And so I just wanted to point this out because of how crucial and important this is. So this is obviously something that you definitely want to pick up because fans everywhere. This is like a source of nostalgia for a lot of fans to have this again. Now in this English release. And yeah, we also have a direct market exclusive cover, anime market, direct market exclusive cover. So definitely check this out in your comic shops too and then for retailers, obviously this is something that you definitely want to pick up to stock in your stores. And yeah, also really cool cover here
Yeah.
that I very much enjoy. So just wanted to point out how much of a phenomenon this is if you're not aware, because it has a cult following of fans who definitely
Oh yeah.
will definitely eat this up. So
Yes, for sure. And now for something very different. I got reincarnated in a BL world of big man boobs, number one, by Tsukiji Now. Yeah, very different. I think the title kind of explains a lot. Obviously, by the way, if you start reading it, you can tell it's an isekai, you can tell it's BL, and you can tell that it has to do with man boobs. So the main character that you see, the smaller one here that you see that's kind of scared, is Nagare, and he's an otaku obsessed with breasts, but tragically he dies before he can complete his dream of touching breasts. So he's reincarnated in a world full of boobs, but it's all full of man and man boobs. So it's a funny take, not just in isekais, but also on BL and also on otaku culture. And the description, the summary also mentions promises that there's going to be a lot of sort of Easter eggs for fans of those three genres. Um, I feel I want to read this. I think it's going to be amazing. I only feel like maybe I should read more BL, so I probably won't get a lot of the jokes
Mhm.
as much if I haven't read that much BL in the past. So I think you probably understand a lot more than I will, but I
Yeah.
will. I definitely want to. I think I want to get in more into reading more BL before I read this, so I enjoy it a little bit more. I think it's going to be one of those comedies where yeah, it's all about the references, and yeah, can't wait to read this. It's very cool.
I very much want to read this because it's the references, but also it's just seeing the BL tropes.
Yep.
Like it's very self-aware, which I really much enjoy.
Yeah.
So being self-aware of those tropes and making fun of it as well, it has everything
Yeah.
that I want to read. So this is definitely on my radar too.
Yes. Definitely.
All right, now we're
Cool.
shifting again. We're shifting again here. This one I have started reading and I really much enjoy. I think this will do very, very well. This is Medalist One. It's already getting a bunch of attention, again, even before the English release. And this one, how do I describe? When I read this, it really warms your heart because it's about this character who is an 11-year-old girl who has this drive and passion for figure skating, but when you're in this particular sport, you have to really start young. So even though she's young at 11, there were girls who started way younger than her, so she's very much behind comparatively to those other students. And she's in this position where um, her family is not sure whether or not they should support her in this because she's so late getting involved in this sport and because of how costly and expensive it is. So if you're going to get into it, the amount of money that you have to put in for figure skating is considerably a lot. So it's about this like two unlikely people meeting because to coach here on the cover um he meets this girl and he wants to help her. So it's a very much an underdog story and you rooting for this character and her passion for this sport and wanting them to do well and just trying to break barriers because of how late she started in her career and her wanting not just to figure skate, but her wanting to go all the way to the Olympics. And so if you're into, not only if you're into sports manga, because you don't have to like if that's not your genre of preference, you would still like this because of the messaging behind it, the passion and the will the inspiration that comes out of this story. But this is also great for all ages. Unlike the
Yeah,
previous one, this one is
yeah,
like
exactly.
from kids, from adults, anywhere in between, all ages. I could see this being very much loved by educators as well, who may want to pick this up as well. So this is great. This will become an anime. I'm pretty positive it's gonna blow up when it does release the animated adaptation as well. So this is one to look out for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Awesome. Next up, Tomahawk Angel Volume 2. And this is written and illustrated by Odysseus Theodoratos, uh, edited by Chris Robinson. Odysseus Theodoratos is a Greek creator, also known as Mangaka Odi. And this is from Dark Horse and from the collaboration that they're doing with Tapas. It's a I think I talked about Volume, or we talked about Volume One before, which came out last year. This is a sci-fi, futuristic sci-fi horror story, and it's the year 2050. The world has been overrun by monsters, and humanity's on the verge of extinction. All that good stuff from very cool sci-fi stories. And then the 18-year-old that you see here on the cover, she's an amnesiac and she seeks answers about her past. Um, and she feels like, she's surviving in this world, fighting the monsters. Uh, and she feels like there might be some connection from to her from to the monsters. So it's very cool. Visually is amazing. There are some you just have to go to the creators Odysseus Theodoratos Instagram and webpage to see a lot of the illustrations for this. They're beautiful. They do have that sort of alien HR Geiger sort of vibe to it. Also, like I said, it's very sci-fi horror. Also, a little bit of Battle Angel Alita and the way that she's designed, and the illustrations of her, and the fighting scenes are very cool. Very I forget the word that I'm trying to say, but yes, check them out. And also the story. I've read Volume One already, and I highly, highly recommend it. It sort of gives you this feel of not just horror dystopian, but there's also this mystery. Also reminds me a lot of that kind of amnesiac, trying to figure out who they are or where they come from stories. So like Memento and all those stories about people who wake up and don't remember who they are or where they're from. So it's very cool, very well written, extremely well illustrated. I highly, highly recommend this, and I think it's one of those that is already doing extremely well in tapas. It dropped into webtoons too at the end of last year, so it's one of those that already has a huge fan base, and it's one of those that definitely, you read it and then you just want to have physical copies of it and collect it. So there it is for all you fans of collecting and sci-fi for sure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right, and next up is Number Call. This is from the same creator of My Summer Review, which is something that I also enjoyed as well. This is a new high school romance about the power of numbers and how specifically the number eight draws these two young men together. And you won't know what that means unless you start reading it. Um, so basically, a classmate named Tomoya, aka Hachi, which is the Japanese word for eight. There's a meeting between the two main characters here, and what begins as like a casual greeting and small talk in the hallways becomes so much more deeper. So Hachi and Ito, the other character, Ito realizes that it's just more than the similar nickname that draws him to Hachi. It's more than that. So could that number be something more between the two of them? I love when they take BLs have a tendency to do this. Um, take such a like a like this number eight, this concept, and turn it into like this romance that is seemingly like it's just a unique perspective and way to um, bring characters together in these BL stories, which I very much enjoy. So this is another one that you want to pick up, especially if you're a BL fan like myself. So
Yeah,
yeah.
excellent.
All right, and I think that's it. So we're gonna go into volume one.
Yeah, and I'll get started with these. On this slide, you can see anyway I'm falling in love with you, number one, Haruka Mitsui, and this is a love in time of COVID-19. This new series pits the I put that it has a question mark in case you were wondering it. I didn't put that question mark there. It says love in the time of COVID-19. This is new series pits the crushes nostalgia and friendship of shoujo manga against the crushing pandemic. Can it be that the determined high school girl is more resilient than anyone expected? Guaranteed to delight fans of popular romance comics like Komi Can't Communicate and Skip and Loafer. And then next up is Before You Discard Me, I Shall Have My Way with You manga, volume one, with Takako Midori, illustrated by Selene, and character designs by Mimi Surada, a ruthless romantic drama about noble politics, corn lovers, and revenge. Part of Seven Seas Steamship imprint Sexy Romance for Women. And we continue with the condemned villainess goes back in time and aims to become the ultimate villain, light novel volume one by Bakufu Narayama, illustrated by Ebi Sushi. And in this fantasy tale of time travel, revenge, and aristocratic intrigue, a doomed nobleman sets out to turn the tables on those who wronged her in her past life. And don't miss the manga adaptation, also from Seven Seas. And last on this slide is How Do I Turn My Best Friend into My Girlfriend? Again, question mark. Volume 1 by Shu Jasaka or Siu Asaka, sorry. From the creator of Monologue Woven for You comes a light and cozy Juri rom-com. When some rando confesses to Jusu, Minami realizes that her feelings might not be what you typically call friendship anymore. It doesn't take long for her to realize she wants to change their relationship status. But will she be able to muster the courage to confess?
Mhm.
You have to read to find out.
Yes. And then continuing on with volume ones, we have I Can't Say No to the Lonely Girl, volume one.
We're sticking with the
I love the
theme here.
cover so
Yeah,
much.
no, it's amazing.
If you can't tell based on the cover, it's a very juicy Yuri manga about a goody high school girl, Sakurai, who meets a lonely girl and ends up entangled in a web of blackmail that might just lead to romance. Yeah, so that one, the
Yeah.
devious romance with a lonely girl. You have to read this if you want to. I definitely want to read that. And then next up, we have reincarnated into a game as a hero's friend, running the kingdom behind the scenes. Light novel. This is the volume one. It's a isekai fantasy. Modern man is reincarnated into a game world as a doomed background character who can help save the world as the hero Shadow. And you don't want to miss out on the manga adaptation of this. So get them both, manga and the light novel. And
Yes.
then we have the villainous guides to, and in parentheses, not falling in love. This is volume one manga. So can this one, this would-be villainess fend off multiple handsome suitors, trying so hard, right? Based on
As you
the
can see by
cover.
the cover.
Can this villain um, fend off the advances and live this peaceful life? Because those men will not make her life peaceful. Or will the game force a happy ending no matter what? It kind of reminds me of the anime Romantic Killer, which I really like. It's
Mm.
like the ultimate style. But now we have this in manga format. So if you like the villainous genre or like types of stories, this is one for you as well. So that's it
Yeah.
for volume ones. Now moving forward, we're gonna exit the screen, but you want to stand by and look through our remaining lists where you'll see continuing volumes that are coming out in March. So definitely look out on that. But for now, we're gonna exit here. Thank you for watching our videos, and we do these manga new releases. We also do a collected editions new releases on a monthly basis. So definitely check out those videos there. And yeah, that's it for today. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.